There was once a king who was said to speak with God and command demons. Solomon, the wise ruler of ancient Israel, is remembered for his legendary wisdom. But behind the sacred text lies a far darker legacy, one where angels and demons whispered secrets, and forbidden powers built the very temple of God. How did a king become a master of spirits? How much of this is myth, and how much is truth? If you seek the forbidden history buried in religion, magic, and ancient power, subscribe. What you're about to learn may forever alter your understanding of Solomon. The story begins not with demons, but with a dream. In Gibeon, Solomon, young, inexperienced, stands before God in a vision. Unlike the kings who came before, Solomon doesn't ask for power, victory, or riches. Instead, he asks for wisdom, a listening heart able to discern good from evil. God, pleased by his request, grant him not only wisdom, but also wealth, honor, and long life if he remains faithful. This is the moment where Solomon's reputation as the wisest man on earth is born. His wisdom quickly becomes legendary. When two women claim the same child, Solomon's judgment, suggesting to divide the infant, reveals the true mother and spreads his fame far beyond Israel. Other rulers, including the Queen of Sheba, travel great distances to test his mind. But the text hints at something more. His knowledge extends to plants, animals, and the very forces of nature, from the cedars of Lebanon to creeping things beneath the earth. This is not ordinary wisdom. It borders on the arcane. He writes thousands of proverbs, composes songs, and rules a kingdom blessed with peace and prosperity. He forms alliances, even marrying the daughter of an Egyptian pharaoh, bringing foreign gods, cultures, and ideas closer to Jerusalem. The temple of Yahweh rises in Jerusalem, built with materials and workers gathered from across the known world. The text remains silent on how such vast knowledge of construction, administration, and even nature came so easily to him. And it is in these silences, these unexplained gaps, that the later legends would take root. Though the Hebrew Bible presents Solomon as divinely gifted, it leaves troubling gaps. How did a young king suddenly master architecture, nature, international politics, and even natural philosophy? How could he command resources, knowledge, and coordination on a scale unseen in his region? Biblical archaeology offers little to support the grand kingdom described. The Jerusalem of Solomon's time may have been little more than a fortified town. And yet, the texts speak of global influence, legendary riches, and supernatural wisdom. It's here that speculation begins. Some point to Egyptian and Mesopotamian influences absorbed through his political marriages, foreign knowledge brought into Israel. Others whisper of lost texts and secret traditions, passed through priesthoods and mystery schools. Even within the Bible, shadows appear. Solomon's foreign wives bringing strange gods into his house, accusations of idolatry, and Yahweh's growing anger. These threads would later be woven into tales of forbidden knowledge and occult dealings. The more the text omits, the more the imagination fills. And it's in that growing silence that Solomon's transformation into a master of demons first begins to take form. The silence of Scripture left a vacuum, and later generations filled it. By the early centuries of the Common Era, a mysterious text emerged, the Testament of Solomon. Here, Solomon is no longer just a king. He is a master magician. According to the Testament, an angel delivers to him a magical ring engraved with the divine seal. With this ring, Solomon gains the power to summon, interrogate, and enslave demons. Each spirit is called forth by name, forced to reveal its powers, its weaknesses, its place in the stars, and then bound to serve. The demons are tasked with building the temple itself, working stone, moving great weights, and shaping the sacred structure under Solomon's command. The text reads like a catalog of spirits: Ornias, who steals the life force of men; Asmodeus, prince of lust and deceit, and dozens more, each associated with specific human afflictions and cosmic forces. What had been implied wisdom in the Bible now becomes direct occult power. Solomon is no longer simply granted knowledge. He seizes control over the spirit world. This shift marks a new image of Solomon, one that blurs a line between sacred wisdom and forbidden sorcery. And from these pages will be born the entire Western tradition of demonology. As Solomon's legend spread beyond Israel, his image morphed across religious traditions. Early Christianity inherited both the reverence for Solomon's wisdom and suspicion of his dealings with spirits. In the Gospels, Jesus is called greater than Solomon, while exorcisms echo the same formulas found in Solomonic tradition, demanding demons reveal their names before being cast out. Early Christian amulets often invoke both Christ and Solomon for protection against evil, blending traditions that sat uneasily beside one another. In Judaism, the Talmud preserves strange tales, Solomon using the mythical Shamir worm, obtained through the manipulation of demons, to build a temple without iron tools. Other legends held his conflicts with Asmodeus, king of demons, who even usurped Solomon's throne for a time. Islamic tradition fully integrates Solomon or Sulayman into its prophetic line. The Quran speaks of Solomon controlling the winds, commanding birds, speaking animals, and enslaving the jinn. Yet it carefully avoids suggesting Solomon practiced magic himself, emphasizing that his powers were granted directly by Allah. These diverse portrayals all carry one thread. Solomon stands uniquely at the crossroads between divine wisdom and occult mastery. No other biblical figure straddles these worlds so completely. Both prophet and sorcerer, servant of God and ruler of spirits. And as his image evolved across centuries and cultures, it laid the foundation for something even more enduring: the rise of practical Solomonic magic. The transformation of Solomon was far from complete. As the Middle Ages unfolded, the esoteric thread surrounding his legend fused into something unprecedented: the birth of practical magic. By the medieval period, grimoires, magical handbooks, began circulating across Europe, many bearing Solomon's name. The most infamous among them, the Key of Solomon, Claviculus Alamones, and a lesser Key of Solomon, Lemegeton, which included the Ars Goetia. In these texts, Solomon's role as demon master is systematized. 72 demons, each with their sigils, ranks, and powers, could allegedly be summoned, bound, and commanded, all under strict ritual conditions derived, they claimed, from Solomon's original instructions. The grimoires presented complex rituals, invocations, seals, protective circles, and angelic hierarchies, blending Jewish mysticism, Christian theology, Islamic influences, and classical magic into a single system. Solomon was no longer simply a historical figure. He had become the archetype of the supreme occultist, the magus who mastered both heaven and hell. This Solomonic magic would endure for centuries, fueling secret societies, ceremonial magicians, and occult revivals well into the modern era. From Renaissance magi to 19th century occultists like the Golden Dawn and Aleister Crowley, the legacy of Solomon's forbidden power remained irresistible. Even today, Solomon's image persists, not simply as a king of Israel, but as the eternal figure who dared to command the invisible world, and whose name still echoes in every whispered invocation of forbidden knowledge.